Good, good morning, guys. How's everybody doing this morning? All right, we're gonna pick up where we left off yesterday in the class. We're gonna look at scanning today. Remember, I told you just looking at it aftermarket when everything's dead, you don't really get the full effect of the process. So we're gonna go through it, and you'll see exactly what I do every day. You guys see it already. It's what I do every day, but maybe you may not understand. Um, you may not understand exactly what's going on and everything that's involved in it. So what I've done, I'm a simple person, and I like to make things simple. Adding all of this stuff just to make it look more complicated, more official, makes absolutely no sense. It actually costs you money versus making you money. And the less moving parts I have, the more consistent I'm going to be. At least that's the way that I look at it. So, what I'm looking for in my scan, like I said yesterday, there's over 7,000 stocks that are able to be traded every day in the market. And we have to filter it down to, I look for anywhere from 3 to 6 stocks that I can watch going into the open. And then once the open, I'm only down to like 1 or 2. So it's a process. It's really simple. And sometimes you could find yourself fighting trying to determine which one is which. And you'll see sometimes the stock that I pick doesn't work. The one I don't pick works. So it's not really the strategy when it boils down to that. It's how I pick the stocks, what I use to determine which one I'm going to look at versus the other. But we're going to be going through all of that here. So I'm looking for volume over 50,000 pre-market. It's a filter. I'm looking for gap down over $1. That's a filter that I use in the scanner. And all right, there it is. And I'm looking for stocks less than $150. That's a filter. And I'm looking for stocks less than 500 million. And on the float, as far as the float, less than 500 million. And that's a filter. And then I'm going to, look at it. This isn't a deal breaker, but I'm looking at the ATR over $1. I'm looking for a solid catalyst, and I'm kind of looking at a good daily chart. If the daily chart is fractured, and for me, it's just not worth trying to trade. It may be a breakout trader that day. It may blow your mind, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to leave it alone. All right, so what I use is trade ideas. I just like I said yesterday, I think trade ideas is probably the best thing going. You could do so much with it. And I just have one simple scan that I look to, and all it does, it filters out everything that I showed you. And what I do every morning is I go down and I kind of check and I vet each one. So I use, I guess, I think I shared with you yesterday, I use Thinkorswim for my charting, my main charting. Now I'm streaming the DOS charts and stuff from a Sure Trader Pro platform when we're trading. I'm streaming it so you could see the chart. You could see where the entries and exits are plotted and all of that. But I'm actually looking at my Thinkorswim chart. That's what I'm using to help me make trading decisions. So as I go through, I'm going through and I'm marking support and resistance, trying to look for these windows. So since SIG is already up, it's on the list. This one's less than 20 bucks, but you can see it's a 50 million share float stock. So that kind of puts a $12 stock in play. Plus, you've got an ATR over $1, which further will put a $12 stock in play for me. Now, if it was a $12 stock, it had a 10 million share float and a 20-cent ATR. No, I'm not going to look at it. So this one, really makes the cut. So here, what I've done here, and if I don't have it already drawn, you'll see me draw these. And all I'm looking for are pivot points on the daily chart. And the way I define pivot point is different than a lot of people. Some people, they calculate it somehow. I mean, they make it as complicated as possible. All I'm looking for are areas on the chart where the stock changed direction. When it was coming down and it bounced and moved up, the low point of the bounce is where the stock pivoted. When it went up and it started to come back down, the high point is where it pivoted. So we'll talk more about this when we get into technical analysis in the class. But to me, those are the only pivot points that matter. And you guys see every day the stocks react to those pivot points. So they are legit. Yeah, some they trade through because they're not relevant anymore. People, whoever was sitting there, pull their orders from that point. But a lot of them you do see they do respect. And we have to make sure we keep an eye on them. I'm also going to look for where the daily moving averages are. So here's the daily 20. This one's at 1289, which is right under this. So I'll mark it. Since I'm streaming, it's going to take, it slows down Thinkorswim tremendously. So hopefully I won't have to do too much on this. So, and I'll just color code it so that I know when I'm looking at this chart that this is the 20 the 20 EMA from the daily. So I know exactly what I'm looking at. So I've got this level, and then I've got a daily level, all in the same spot. I can remove this. That was not relevant anymore. All right, so you could see we're kind of holding under this level. We poked our head above it, but we're kind of holding above it. Here's a 52-week low right here. So we look at this, look at the windows of opportunity that we have. Over $1 or $1 or really close to $1. That's what I'm looking for. The windows of opportunity. $13 stock. We could put a little bit more size on it. It does have $1 ATR, so it does have potential to move. We see that in the windows. So that is going on my watch list. So we're going to put SIG on my watch list here. All right, so we'll start up here at the top. Now, WORK. The first thing I do, or another thing that I do, is I type in the ticker in the SureTrader platform so that I could see, do I have shorts available? Also, is it on margin restriction? If a stock is on margin restriction, then I'm not going to touch it, because that means that it could be volatile. And if SureTrader says it's volatile, I'm staying the hell away from it. That means it is pretty bad. So typically, you don't have shares of a recent IPO available to short. But it's funny that this stock does. We do have shares available to short, but it's on 50% margin. Let me pull this window up so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. All right, this is a trading limits window. This is straight from the SureTrader Pro platform. All the DOS platforms have it. IB, Speed Trader, those are the two brokers I use DOS with as well. So all of that, you have the same ability. So we see that it's 50% margin. It is a recent IPO. It kicked off back in June. I tend to not trade these until they're like 6 months old. I still think it's a baby, and I stay away from them. I'm a little bit more conservative in my stock selection and the way I trade, but I think that's what helps me be consistent. So I'm not going to change that. So this one is out of play for me. We've got CIEN. This one I believe is on earnings. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, not on margin restriction. We do have shares available to short. So let's take a look. Oh wow, this thing rolled over hard. Woo! And we gapped up, and we had the conference call kicked on, and this thing is bottom dwelling. Let's see, 38. Let's see, 38.67 is a 200. Let's get this marked. Get the 200 marked. And this, yep, it's time to upgrade the old computer. It's demanding more and more and more. All right, so we've got the 200 sitting right here. I can't believe this one is just washing out this bad. I wouldn't be surprised if these shorts dried up. I mean, we've gotten really nice windows here. So definitely going to put this one on watch. It is volatile. So we'll put this one on watch. All right, so the next one. GMS. This one is on secondary offering. And what I do is, if it's on earnings, it's going to have the earnings icon here. And I'm going to see it over here on the earnings scan. So I know right off the bat that it's on earnings. GMS is not on earnings. So when I run into a stock that's not on earnings, what I do is this is when I use my FinViz. I type it in and I run down here and I look at the news. And it says secondary offering. Secondary public offering. I don't trade these because what it typically does is it'll gap up or down to wherever the offering is. Most of the time it's gapping down because the offering price is usually lower than the trading price. It gaps down to the offering price and it trades sideways all day. So there's no play in that for me. I don't care how much volume it has, it doesn't matter. There's just no play in it. So HOME is too cheap. It's a $5 stock. Even though it has a 50 million share float, I'm not trading anything under $10. That's not my wheelhouse. Let's see. CDAY. What's up with this one? Yeah, this one looks like a offering as well. Let me double check. Yep, secondary offering. You can almost tell by just looking at the chart what the hell it is, so it doesn't really matter. NNN, that one doesn't sound familiar at all. Yep, I'll bet this one's the same thing. How did I know? Secondary offering. So all these are out of play. Obviously MNK too cheap. INMD. That one doesn't sound familiar. Did I type? INMD. I typed it backwards. That's the bad part about having dyslexia. Well, this is a recent IPO, so that is off the table for me. LYFT, what's up with it? This one's a recent IPO, but it's from back in April, so it is in play for me right now. They had a lawsuit filed against them, but it's gapping up. Oh, they got an analyst upgrade today. So LYFT had an analyst upgrade. I don't trade that. It's a catalyst but it's not a catalyst that I like to trade. A lot of times it could be the beginning of some manipulation. So I just stay away from it. Okay, we already looked at SIG. We've already looked at that one. So GBT. FDA accepts the application. Okay, so it's not necessarily an FDA approval. They just accepted the application to get approval. So it's long ways off on the process. You can see this. There's just no room in here to trade. Whenever I get a stock like this, and we don't really have big windows, you don't see a whole lot of room, right? This is kind of an optical illusion if you look at it hard. There's a point, it looks like everything's congested, but look, there's a point between 53.40, 54.55. That's 1 point. 51.37 and 52.60, that's over a point. So each one of these, if you look at it, it's like, man, this is too congested. There's no room to trade. But when you take a step back and you look at the numbers, this would provide enough room to trade. But the catalyst is not what I would want to engage in. Because more than likely, I would think this would come back in. But it's not the catalyst that I feel good trading on. So I tend to lose. So CLDR, this one was on the scan earlier. It's not. It lost a dollar gap. All right, but it's an $8 stop. It lost the gap, so we're not messing with it. PANW, this one was a really nice mover. Huge gap up yesterday, 19 bucks. It was trading around $20, 200 bucks. This one is over $150, so it's not going to land on my scan. But this one is in play right now. All right, so we've got CRWD. This one is definitely in play. We're going to take a look. Not in play, I'm sorry. Definitely not in play. We've got a gap. Lulu, we've got a gap, but look at the volume. It's under 50K, so not going to make my watch list. We come down here, WORK. This one would have made it, but it's on margin restriction. I don't touch stocks on margin restriction. CIEN, we did take a look at it. It did make our watch list, so that's in play. HOME, KIRK, both of these are under 10 bucks. So not touching those. And we don't really have any volume anywhere else. So we've got a huge list of stocks. And the process you just witnessed, this is how I go through and just kind of narrow down the stocks. I'm not going to look anywhere else. I don't care what anybody else is looking at. Doesn't matter. I'm only focusing on the stocks that are going to hit my list, and that's it. And that's the way you have to be. What you look at may not be the same thing I look at. What you feel good about It may not be that. And that's the beauty of trading. Trading is like an art form. It looks different to everybody. You know, it looks different for everybody. So once you learn and once you develop your foundation, you're going to grow outside of whatever I taught you or whatever you learned from somebody else. You're going to start to grow outside of that. You're going to start developing your own field and your own style. And it may be based on the same strategies. All of these strategies out here are the same core strategies. But it's going to be based on the same strategies, but you're going to add your feel to it and you're going to grow. So I'm trying to set the example, because what happens is if you start chasing everybody else's stocks, you're not going to be consistent, because their stock may not set up for the strategy that you trade. And if you're not trading any strategy, if you're just getting in or getting out, just because you think it's going to go up or down, then that's going to be bad too. So once you learn, that's going to be one of the first things you're going to start doing, is building your own watch list. Now, unfortunately, the two stocks that I'm looking at have already made the move. And this is one of the most frustrating parts about day trading. The whole time I'm sitting here talking to you, SIG, and I'm building my watch list. I'm going through everything. The two main stocks that I chose, SIG, look at it. It started moving. It broke the pre-market high. Okay, we started making that run. So I'm like, so now what I'm gonna have to do is raise the ceiling on this. Okay, 1565 is, we're not gonna be able to see it, but I'm gonna have to mark it. I'm gonna have to put the 50 up here. No, it's not really good to trade pre-market if you're brand new, because it's less volume. But I made the observation a year ago that the moves in pre-market oftentimes looks better than the moves after the market opens. So it's a kind of a double-edged sword there. I've seen smoother moves pre-market in the last year than I have at the open on a lot of stocks. But you definitely want to learn how to trade first. You want to get the fundamentals of trading down before you start trading pre-market and aftermarket. And the main skills, patience and discipline. All right, so this is, so we may get a pullback and it may set up to make another run here at the open. So we'll see. What it looks like. And then look at CIEN. Man, this is, if you'd have jumped in this pre-market up around 44 at 8 o'clock, man, your day would be done. But it doesn't happen every day. It happened once. And that's the trap that a lot of traders fall into. You nail that first one. You nail that first big trade like this, and then you think every trade is going to be that way, and you end up losing your account trying to find that next big trade. So you got to accept the fact that these type moves don't happen every day. They don't. Now, a lot of these stocks, some of these may move. Some of these may give good trades, but I'm just not interested in it for one reason or another. All right. Mitch, just like I said, Speed Trader, if you use the DOS platform, it works the same. It's all the same. It's all using the DOS platform. Sure Trader, Speed Trader, if you have DOS connected to your IB account, all that works the same. All right, so don't really out of all of these stocks, I don't really have much I can watch. CIEN, SIG, and PANW. Remember, PANW is a more expensive stock. So yeah, Matt, that's a good feature. That is definitely a good feature that DOS has, especially when you're first starting out and you're first starting out and you may not have your discipline where you want it to be just yet. And you want to protect yourself from blowing up. Because typically that's what happens to a lot of traders. We don't have the discipline yet to admit when we're wrong or to accept that we're wrong and take the loss, and not understanding that by doing that it will actually make us money in the long run. See, we're not really taught that. We're not taught that um, we're not taught that if we accept and we take the loss, that we'll be in the long run, it's going to help us make money, because it's not going to cut into our profits if we hold too long. Now, those of you that just asked about the hot button, webinar that I'm putting together. If I don't get it together today, it'll be this weekend when I put it out. But all the buttons, the last 2 days of testing, the first day I had to tweak some. Yesterday it worked perfect. I'm just going to make sure that all of them are working today. And then as we move on, I'm probably going to add the stops. I just want to make sure these work and get comfortable with this first. And then I'll probably add stop buttons where it automatically puts in a dollar stop or automatically puts in 50-cent stop. And this is why I use whole numbers. Some people have been critical about me just using whole numbers and not maximizing my buying power. If you're focusing on maximizing your buying power, you're looking at the wrong thing. I use whole numbers because, I've got dyslexia, this calculus, so I have to make things simple. And it works. And when other people have made it simple to where they don't have to use all their mental power calculating this and calculating that, they find success. All right, so let's get logged in. Yep, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. Excuse me. Now I hope this thing doesn't crash on me today. Documents. Let's get this logged in. Yeah, we're having some issues this morning. We're having some issues here this morning. So now it leaves my trade log off. So this is going to be, it's going to take a minute for me to get this loaded right. Let's see what it does. Here we go. Looks like everything is there now except for the market clock. God, are you kidding me? try it again. Yep. This computer is on its way out. All of a sudden, it's not able to handle everything I'm throwing at it. So. All right. So let's get ready. Looks like CIEN is ready for its next move down. But it's too early for me. I gotta wait. You know, this is why trading pre-market, you can really hurt yourself. You may think you know what you're doing, but it will show you. Did you get in some water?
It's raining. Or starting to rain.
But that doesn't mean they don't need water, son. Gotta check. Make sure you clean, throw the dish out, throw the water out and refill it.
I was gonna feed them, but it's starting to rain.
All right. 38.10. Now I might not have any. The next level down is 38.10. I might not have any there it is, 38.10, 40.16. So I guess we're starting to get a little bit of the rain from those really outer bands from the hurricane. But it's so far offshore that we're just not going to get much at all. We may get a breeze, but that's about it. All right, so SIG, EOS. $13.84. So this one has slowed its roll a little bit. $13.83. 1291. Well, I'm not gonna put the daily level there. I'm just gonna put the I'm just gonna put the 20-day. As long as I have a level mark, so that I know that there is support there. That's all that matters at this point. And then 1151. I don't know why I have a headache this morning, but maybe that Lebanese food last night didn't set well with me. I don't know about this PANW. I don't know, it's running into a lot of traffic here. $219.43. $221.49. And then we've got 223.66. Then we might have to get in CIEN early if you're gonna take it, because I know it's gonna be on short sale restriction. You almost know that. Did the shorts dry up on SIG? Yep. Man. So yeah, we'll see what this thing is gonna do. Yeah, it's sitting right there. So we have to just be patient and wait. Gotta be patient and wait. Don't anticipate. The W, the O, the R. Okay. All right, so let's see what the market has in store. You just got to be patient now since it's made these huge moves on pre-market. We just have to be patient.
CN.
So CIN is not on SSR right now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get this fixed. I can't trade like this. Oh, this sucks. I cannot trade and stream at the same time. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's getting on my fucking nerves. Everything's frozen. I can't do anything right now. Fucking bastard, what the hell is wrong with you? Oh, not really seeing much. In terms of setting up right now. Yeah, nothing's setting up right now. Under here, CN is good. SIG doesn't look like it's got much. Doesn't look like it has much push in it right now. The jury's still out on it. So kind of waiting to see what this is gonna do. Yeah, I should have put Roku on my list. Definitely should have done that, but I didn't. If it's within the opening range, I'm not trading it. No, man, I've been out of that. I know you've been here. This drives me insane. So that's the 5 minute opening range high. You know, everything is still trading in its 5 minute opening range. So no entries. And honestly, this is what happens a lot when the stock makes big moves pre-market. There's no trading range at the open. Yeah, I don't like I don't like what I'm seeing here. Just yet. We got to get that push in order for this to work. Yeah, I don't even see any trade on PANW either. It's turning out to be a non-event day. Fuck you. But the main thing is you don't want to force any trades. Don't force your will on the market. It's it's just what I said. Everything, there's nothing trading outside of the range. So there's nothing setting up. Nothing. Now PANW just triggered. But you see what's right here? You see what's right here? So I've got to wait. I have got to wait. What a fuck. I can't even change the charts on my Thinkorswim. The hardest part about this is waiting. So CIEN, there's no trade unless you get under 38.10. That's the 5-minute opening range low. I'm not going to anticipate it breaking. This is not the day for that. Same thing with this. I'm not going to jump in anticipating losing the 50. It's going to have to lose it. It's going to have to close below it and then let the next candle make a new low. And I'll be a player. So you have to be patient. Don't force your will. If you do, your back will get broke. Look, we had 2 relatively decent days. You don't want to mess it up. Forcing. Some days your life will be boring.
NUGT.
All right, so looks like we are trying to get some break here. Still holding up. So we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. Yep, it's trying, but I'm not gonna bite just yet. Gotta let it work. 212.87. Not gonna let it bite just yet. Gotta let it work. Oh man, it gapped down too quick. I could not catch it. Maybe if we get a pop back up over 213, I can grab it. But it was too quick. It was too fast. It was too fast for me.
NUGT.
And let's see. So now I've got out of wait. This thing is gonna close here in a minute. See, this one is about to come.
NUGT.
All right, let's see what this candle's gonna do.
NVDA.
Let's see what this is going to do.
TLRY. SMH. QCOM.
Nothing. Not a damn thing. Something ain't doing shit.
CGC.
All right, fingers on the trigger here. I need to take my finger off the trigger because this thing is bouncing. It's not giving me the sign just yet. Not giving me the sign just yet. All right, here we go.
QCOM.
Let's give it a run. See if we can get down to the 100 here. That's what we're looking for.
XP. NVDA.
Trying to get to the 100.
SMH.
hope this doesn't jump up and stop me out. I was waiting. Oh, man. This isn't on short sale restriction, but it's not moving. We're not getting any selling pressure. It looks like we're getting it on the chart. I'm looking at the lower deviation band is opening up. But we're just not getting anything. I'm not getting anything. Not getting what I need. I thought I saw it coming in, but wasn't happening. All right, here we go. See if we can get through 212 is where I want to. Let's see, what's that? Let me tell you exactly what it is. Yeah, 212. Through 212, I want to cover some. We came really close. Really close. We get down there again, I'm going to have to grab it. Look at the spread jump on this. It's fighting. Man, we got some people fighting here. Damn it. People are fighting. All right, I'm taking half here. Next stop, I'm looking for the 100 period, which is on right now. Come on, 210.64. That's what we're looking for next. Yeah, you'll see me put a limit order out every now and then. You'll see me do that. Nothing wrong with throwing a limit order out if it's jumping. And after this, if this candle, I'm kind of waiting to see what this candle is going to do. If we're going to sell through. It's like if we start to get stuck around 211.50 and we can't get through that, you know, I may grab some more there. But I want to see this thing sell straight down to the 100. That's what I want to see. But we're having trouble at the $half mark, 211.50. So I'm going to put a limit order out here. Here we go. I'm going to cover half here. It didn't go through. My order didn't process. Damn it. It sat there, it didn't process. Let's try it again. Damn, it sat out there and it didn't hit it. Damn it, man. This is what's so frustrating about these whippy stocks. It came down and I was ready to take it. I hit the button, but it did not sell. See if it's gonna come down again. Because you see the big spread on this. Oh, there we go. We got hit. So now it's going to kind of be how low can you go. Put my stop back up at break even and then let it ride. Um, 212s.
FB, MSFT.
In case it pops on me. My orders are slow getting out because I'm streaming and I'm streaming in 2 places. So that caused my order to get missed when I put it out there the first time. All right, let's see.
FB.
Oh no, why did I put 213? That's not gonna work. It's not putting the right price out there. There we go. It's probably going to stop me back out at break even. That's usually what it does. Once we hit our final target, I do leave a piece on just to see if it's going to sell through it. I mean, you never know. This thing could keep coming. But if I get stopped out here at break even, we get a rejection up here, we're going to be back in. Remember, it's just what we talked about yesterday. Just what we talked about yesterday. I stay locked in on one stock. As long as it stays in play, I'm gonna keep it. I didn't get the big move that I wanted, but we're good with it. So we got the first piece. Now we'll sit back and see if we can get the continuation trade on it. No, it's not a price I'm looking at. I'm looking at levels. So I don't know what price it's going to be at. But right now we're looking at it running back to the 50, the VWAP, the 9, and the 5-minute opening range. You know, that's a ton of resistance right there. So if it gets slapped down there, then I'm going to be in it. Now, if this was later in the day, I probably would have taken it all off here at the 200. At the 100. I probably would have taken it all off there. But this early, you think you got more volatility that it could probably sell through some of these levels without thinking about it.
CPRT. CPRT.
So again, we've got to be patient and we've got to wait for the setup to mature. We don't want to anticipate because you just don't know. I mean, yeah, I could have made more money if I had anticipated the rejection here, but you know, I'm a more conservative trader. I don't mind taking a loss, but I'm not going to just give my money away trying to guess. You don't want to do that. No, when you don't have your money on the line, you could take chances and guess all the time. You know, that's why I don't advocate staying in the simulator too long. Yeah, CIEN is getting close to cracking that level. But you got to be patient. Let it work itself down there. My entry would be on the break of the opening range low. Opening range low is what, 38.02? So that would be the entry. But it looks like it's kind of holding up because you got this level here at 38.10. This is a daily level that it's sitting on. So it is holding it up pretty good. But the 5-minute opening range low is 38.02. So it would have to be under that. I'm not saying it's not an ORB trade. This is a significant level that you got to respect. You know, it's after 10 o'clock. We're not trading the opening range. We're trading the trend now. But this is a level. The opening range low is a level that you're going to need to respect because it hasn't broken yet. So until that level breaks, you always have to respect it. Man, it sucks we didn't get a good move on it, man. I really wanted a good move on that. But today, I mean, you could see today the price action is just not where it needs to be. It's really difficult. All right, so this is too early. What I'm gonna tell you what might happen on this. We may get a huge red candle all the way back down through 212. And it's not gonna give me a chance to get in. That's what I bet you is gonna happen. I think that's exactly what's gonna happen here. So let's see, you look at the 2-minute chart, we're starting to set up here on the 2-minute. But gotta wait. We've got to be patient. But this is a boring morning. It is a boring morning. We didn't get the move I wanted to see, unfortunately. Should have shorted TVIX. As bad as it trades now without volatility, that would have been a better trade. Yeah, sorry about that. Hang on a second.
TZA.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this is going to set up. I'm kind of looking at the 100 right here. It is inching up ever so slightly. But I've got the lower deviation bands at 210.88. And this so I'm watching this to see if if it creeps up. If this is ticking up, that means slowly but surely the sellers are losing. That means the sellers are losing ground. So right now it's at 210.88. Look at that. So I want to see this ticking down, which will tell me that the sellers are losing.
TZA.
I mean, the sellers are winning, that the buyers are losing. All right, the low of this candle is 212.80. So under that would trigger an entry. So under 212.80 for me would trigger an entry. The only problem would be is if this thing takes off and just flushes. Faustino, I don't recommend doing any challenge. Honestly, I don't believe in challenges. If you're going to do it, it needs to be approached, in a business-like manner. That would be my recommendation.
SOXS.
Because I may not want to get in. It may be a flash crash, and I may not want to get in.
TNA. TZA.
Yeah, see, if it doesn't break the low of this candle, it's not confirming the rejection. So you don't get in. You see, it's the same thing with the same thing with this C. Where is it? Same thing with this CIEN. No, the same deal with this. You gotta wait for this thing to break. If it doesn't, no trade. You see, I can't tell you how many people I think anticipated the short here. And they're probably going to get stopped out once this thing bumps past the 200. They'll probably get stopped out.
TNA. VTI. NYSV.
So we'll see what this thing is going to do. PANW is not looking good for a trend continuation. As you see, we're pretty much grinding up. A higher low, we put in another higher low. We're just going to grind our way through this resistance. And this is what I was talking about. You know, you got to make sure, take a step back and look at this. Look at what the trend is doing. Don't look at this thing and say it's rejecting and jump in. You want to step back. What is it trending? Where is it trending?
TZA.
So until we break this low, there's no play for me. And even if it does break this low, that doesn't mean it's going to come back. Because this is ticked up
ADNT.
to 210.89. So it's ticked up 1 cent. So that means the buyers are pretty strong up here.
TPR.
They're starting to move the momentum needle.
TNA. NXPI. CPRI. NUGT. DSLV. DSLD.
I mean, it could turn into a long if it breaks this resistance. But I wouldn't trade it to the long side unless it broke it, pulled back, and it held it. Then I would feel good about taking it long off the bounce.
TNA. TZA. CPRI.
So CIEN, it rejected off the 9 again. Let's see This level is strong. That 38.10 level is really strong right now. It just kind of looks bad. We just got a little drizzle. The birds are still hanging around out there, so we don't have any serious weather coming just yet. So what's got me intrigued about CIEN is the fact that there's a nice window up under this 38.20. Yeah, Matthew, but I heard it hit Alabama. Looks like we are trying to come back here again. It's got to crack that line in the sand. If it can't crack that line in the sand, we are not a player. Oh, crud. Did you see that dip down? All right, so I got some at 72. So I'm gonna hold off and see if this thing is gonna continue to go. It's gonna jump around. Obviously, you will get some jumpiness, so you got to be in this spready. So you got to be ready to deal with that. You got to be ready, willing, and able to deal with that, the jumpiness and the spreadiness. So I'm looking for this to come back down. See if we can get another move down here through 212. Another test of this level here. That's kind of what I want to see. if we can get there. That's kind of what I want to see here. CIEN is close. It's got to break that 3802 level. You want to see it break that 3802 level. So this is kind of the moment of truth here. We got to get through 212.50 on down through 212 into 211 territory. I'm looking at 211.75 for a potential first target. So I'll put a bid out there just in case. Just in case we can get there. Man, CIEN did the Dixie dip and twirl, didn't it? It dipped down below and then it popped right back up. So I hope this resolves. The sooner these moves can get to my first target, the more I can relax. You know, that's kind of the frustrating part about this. And the sooner it can get to my first target, the more I can relax. And unfortunately, 212.50 is defending. It's about to blow me up right now. It's about to blow me flat up. Just messing with that line in the sand right there. Alright, so this will probably be my last trade. This will definitely be my last trade for the morning. Because of the way the price action is running, this is not ideal. This started looking good. This was an excellent, beautiful rejection here. Nice rejection candle. We came down, took out the line in the sand here, but there's just no follow through. This is a bunch of choppiness. Now we expect some choppiness, but this is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous right now. So it would be nice to get one of these nice long red candles down, straight down, but it's we're in a fight. We are in a fight with some buyers, and I'm monitoring the lower deviation band, the lower VWAP deviation band,
TZA, TNA.
and it did inch up, but now it's inching back down. So we're still in a big fight here. Still in a pretty big fight.
NBDA.
Just like this CIEN. Everything is in a big fight today. Everything is in a huge fight, a huge battle. I want to see this thing make a lower low here. And come on down, test 212.
TVIX.
See if we can flush through 212. I want to see a flush. I want to see somebody flushing the toilet. I don't want to see 212 defended. I wish it wasn't drizzling, man. I would love to sit out on the patio roll my desk out there and chill out on the patio. That breeze sounds good. It sounds like it feels good. Come on, we need a flush down to 211.75, please. Pretty please with sugar on top. Come on, baby. 10 more cents. And daddy can buy some new shoes. Mama can get a new purse. I don't know if she can get Vera Bradley or not, but I guess daddy don't get shoes and mama don't get a purse today.
WEC.
Ah! That's what I'm talking about. That's what, look at that, 211.73 right there. Thank you. Time and sale. That's why you put your order out. Hell, you never know if that thing's gonna get hit. Right there. My man. My man. Alright, so let me put this stop in. Because we may bounce back and take me out. So, gotta put the stop in. The last time, I got a couple of cents slippage on it. So I'll put it at 65 this time. So I don't know if we're gonna get to this level or not. I'm hoping that we do. This is back down to 2. This is back down to 210.83. So I'm tracking this like we tracking Dorian. I'm tracking the lower deviation band. That's what tells us this is exactly what tells us where the pressure is. It's kind of a, it gives me a snapshot of who's winning the battle. And that's why I love Thinkorswim so much, because they have that. And that can give me a good sense of, are we going to break a level, or is it more likely we're going to hold? Because when it starts to flatten out, it's probably going to get stuck at that level. Deviation bands on Thinkorswim, they're not on DOS. That's why I use Thinkorswim. I'll show you here in 1 second. Let me pull up the chart. Let's pull up the chart.
AverageJoe.
Alright. They're not Bollinger Bands. Alright, you see these yellow lines here? These are part, the top and bottom line, these are part of the VWAP study. And what it's telling me is, you know, the volume weighted average price. So if the price is starting to inch up, then the buyers are in control. If it's starting to inch down, the sellers are in control. But this will tick up or down. You see this? Sometimes when the volatility is slow, it'll tick slow. When the volatility is heavy, you'll see it moving faster. And if it's slowly ticking down, then I know the sellers are winning. If it starts to slowly tick up, then I know the buyers are slowly starting to overtake the sellers. And so that'll help me make a decision on whether I need to go ahead and kill the trade. If I'm holding the last piece of profit, would it make sense for me just to go ahead and take it off, or let it go back and test break even to see if you don't have to calculate it, you don't have to do anything. Well, this thing is kind of not Looks like it's not gonna sell through. But that's fine. We're going to I'm still gonna keep it engaged because 210.73. We had dropped down 10 cents so far from the last time. So I'm gonna leave this on. It can still pop up and take me out. You know, you can still run into a wave of buyers that buys this thing up. But overall, I think, you know, right now, the sellers were winning the battle. Doesn't mean they're going to win the war, but for that second, it was winning the battle. Yeah, CIEN. I mean, this. I can't. I don't see why this thing won't just flush. I don't see why it just won't flush, man. They're really holding this up. This thing should be down there in the high 36s by now. Yep. You got it. You got it, Jamie. All right, so 210.50 is where I want to get another piece. Let me put it out there because it might get hit. Let me set a piece out there. No, not the whole 100. I want 50. Come on. So we'll see. If we can sell through this, we'll be good to go. So that's what I'm looking for, to sell through the 100 and not bounce. Sell through it. Yep, CIEN, it's a gamble, guys. You should know by now. It's practically told you all morning that this is a gamble. It's a crapshoot. So, you got to make up your mind. Oh, that's not. I was getting worried. Yeah, it's worth the risk. You just have to accept that fact first. That's part of what you just have to accept up front. And then, you know, keep on trucking. Then this thing is having trouble at 211, right at the 100. That's where we're getting some action. That 100. It is working, trying to sell its way through. I mean, common sense would tell me I need to I should have been taking some off at that level. Common sense. But I might have missed it. So I'm gonna stick it out there anyway in case we come back. But that was just dumb on my part. So we'll sit back and wait and see what this thing does. If it comes back, and hopefully I'll get an opportunity to take some profit, but doesn't look like it. All right, so we're at a crossroads here. Um, we're at a crossroads, just kind of sitting here. 212 has formed a line. Hasn't moved in a couple of minutes, so we're kind of at an impasse here. I hate the fact that I didn't take profit when it was down there. That's my fault. So I'm trying to wait for this candle to close. If the next candle opens and makes a new high, I'm done. I'm taking it off. And then I can reset. Hell, it may stop me out before I even get to do that. It knows what I'm thinking. So it's gonna take any little profit I had any opportunity to take. So I was being a little bit greedy here, trying to wait for this thing to dip. And I should have grabbed some right here at the 100. I should have. But I was thinking because we had been beating down on it, that this was going to come back and sell off. But unfortunately, it did not do that. So we'll wait. The only issue with this is the only trade, once we're out of this trade, the only real trade is if it cracks this. Kind of like the same deal with CIEN, because it just broke the back of people who were shorting this. It just broke the back. It's already done. Yeah, so we're coming into lunch. I was hoping, and maybe I can get this last piece off before I sign off for lunch. But I'll just be letting this thing work through lunch. That's pretty much all I'd be doing. I'll tell you, CIEN was a dog with fleas today. It was a dog with fleas. No doubt about that. Yeah, well, that works out pretty good then, doesn't it? All right, come on down. Are you gonna give me an out here at 211? My order's been out there longer than anybody else, so I should be able to get hit if we get the dip. Come on. There we go. Nice. I was first in line. Yeah, 211. Bats is the man. All right, so now I'm just going to put my stop and then see how low it can go the rest of the day. That's all I'm going to do.
AMT.
So 212.50 is it. It would really be nice if it came all the way down to the 100. That would be beautiful. But I don't think it's going to do that. Shit. Fucking bastard. Thank you very much. Where is the 200? Did I forget to transfer that? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, the 200. Well, what the hell did I say? Yeah, the 200. That's what I'm looking for. All right, guys. Yeah, I use a 5-minute chart um, to manage my trades. Now, I do have a 2-minute chart that I could kind of verify the trend that I'm seeing. That helps me verify a short-term trend, but I make all my trade decisions off of the 5-minute chart. Man, I'm gonna have to take half off here through 208.50. I mean, damn. I'm gonna have to take another piece off. If we keep coming. I mean, it bounced pretty hard down there. But I'm going to stick it out there. If it hits 208, I'll take some more off. All right, nice, Joe. Let's see. I haven't even looked at Roku's chart today. Didn't look at it once. I should have had it on my watch, but I didn't look at it not one time today. Yeah, that was nice. This thing's been selling off all day. Really nice. Yeah, really nice. Come on, give me 208. That's what I want to see. I don't think it's going to... 208.50 was a solid level. When it hit there, it put the brakes on for sure. I mean, it's like somebody slammed on brakes. So I'm going to try to keep this stream going for a couple more minutes before I have to take off. Try to keep this stream going. Damn, it's just not gonna flush. It is in a fight right here. It's in a big fight. Now it's not letting it get away from 209. 209 is putting up a fight. It was 208.50 at first. I wanted to get back down there so I could see what's sitting there. That'll tell me whether I need to take half off there or what I need to do. I want to see what's sitting here. Here we come. Come on down, 208. 208 is great. Gotta have some, can't wait. It's not going there. We're not getting there. We'll try. If we can get through 208.50, we can get there. Yep. Yep, we are. Come on. I think we're running into a bottom here, man. Shoot. Dadgummit.
Work.
Come on. Here we go. Come on down. We got through it. Let's not go back and test it again. Come on down. 208. 208. Give me that quick flush. Got some orders sitting here at the $250 mark. Damn it. Damn it. It got hung up at the $250 mark. Let's see if we can get down there again.
Work.
We're putting pressure on it. Come on, baby. 1 cent. It's not hitting. Oh, there it goes. Whoo! 1 cent. There she blows. All right, so 210 is going to be my stop now on this last piece. Actually, I'm getting ready to go to lunch, so we're going to do a range order here.
Work.
Stop is going to be 210. The target's going to be the 200, which is what, 205? Do 205.25. So you've got 210 is my stop, 205.25 is the profit target. So go grab some lunch and see what the rest of this day is going to bring us. All right, thanks. All right, you guys out on YouTube land, I will see you guys. It wasn't a fast-paced morning. It was slow and steady. But honestly, that's the way I like it. I like them slow and steady.
Work.
So you guys have a great rest of the day. And I will catch you on the other side.